Do you use end screens as a YouTube content creator? Do you know what end screens are? Do you know how to add an end screen? If those are your questions, then Kendi K and the Content Creator Collective have you covered. We've got all of those answers and more. Welcome to episode 61 of Shop Talk. It's all about end screens and how we can use end screens strategically as a YouTube content creator to increase your watch hours. The more that you incorporate these tried and true strategies, you will get to monetization and you will certainly grow your channel faster. Thank you for joining me for episode 61 of Shop Talk. Let's go ahead and get started so we can learn all that we need to know about end screens. Thank you all for joining me for this episode of Shop Talk. We are the Content Creator Collective, and they're already chatting it up in the chat. If you have any questions about end screens as we're going through our discussion today, go ahead and drop those in the chat at any time. And when I see them, I'll pop them up on the screen. We want to thank Gemini Diva 79 for helping us to moderate this stream today. Thank you, Gemini Diva, and member of Kendi K's crew. That's crew with a K. Thank you to all the other content creators. I'll be saying my hellos in just a second. But for right now, I want to get right to the meat of the matter. And you came here for end screens, and that's what you're going to get. Thank you all for joining me for Shop Talk. So what is an end screen? I'll show you, friends. This, my friends, is an end screen. Here is an example of an end screen from some of my content. And y'all, this is content that can't remember the date, but it's way back in the summertime because looks like grapes were in season, strawberries right at the peak of the season. So I have two elements here, two end screen elements. So you can see that I am pointing viewers to some of my recent content. In fact, my most recent content on the left is content that I did yesterday, just in time for the New Year's Day celebration. My family, we were getting together for a family meal. And so I did cooking and we had a potluck in my family. Drop down in the comments and let me know, what did you and your family do to bring in the new year, or on New Year's Day yesterday? What did you do for New Year's Eve? Drop down in the comments and let me know, because friends, all of these things can become opportunities for you to create new content on your channel. One thing that I know for sure is now, as a fully monetized channel, and yes, Kendi K fully monetized her channel at the age of 49. Yes, friends. If I can monetize a channel at the age of 49, I know for sure you can too. Y'all, don't be limited by any friends. You're only limited by the limits of your expectations. And if you believe that you can monetize your channel, you're already here for Shop Talk. You're with the Content Creator Collective. You are already doing the things that you need to do to learn more, to connect more, to collaborate, to grow your channel. And if Kendi K can get her strategies in order, and I was surely able to do that once I learned a few key strategies. And friends, those are the very strategies that I am sharing with the Content Creator Collective today, especially this one about end screens. It is near and dear to my heart. Thank you all for joining me for Shop Talk, and thank you for being here. So if I can monetize a channel at 49 years of age, I'm absolutely confident that you can too, and you can probably do it in a shorter amount of time than I can. Look at Mrs. Paula. She's down in that chat. Mrs. Paula went straight to 1,000 subscribers in the summer. Mrs. Paula, share with us how many months it took you to get to 1,000 subscribers. It was just like that. She's got that type of magnetic personality, friends. And so, friends, I'm sharing content with you through end screens. Viewers have the opportunity then to tap in or click on either of these two pieces of content in my library of content, be it a live stream, which is what I'm showing on the left. Y'all, that was my first live stream of 2026. And do you know that I was just seconds away from that being a 6-hour live stream? Yes, 6-hour live stream. And friends, it was worth it because I think it has like 3,500 views on it. So I appreciate the live stream. All I was doing, friends, I wasn't really doing live stream. What I was really doing is cooking for my family and chit chatting with y'all along the way, telling every friends Happy New Year as they came into my chat. I had no idea that I had been on live that long. But it was a mega live stream, and what a way to bring in 2026 with that kind of content creation and that commitment to my channel. So I'm super proud of that. And then over on the right side is another end screen element that I've added. So you can add live streams, you can add long format videos, you can even add playlists as end screen content to any of your videos and any of your live streams. And even to your shorts, you even have the opportunity to your vertical live streams, I should say, and your vertical videos as well, either or. And so the other is a grocery shopping haul that might interest folks, because if they're over already on my channel learning about my 2-ingredient fruit and vegetable watch, which is what this video is about, at the end of it, I'm offering them other things that are closely related to that. They can watch a live stream with me live cooking, or they can learn how Candy K does her grocery shopping and how I prep my food and batch cook. Thank you all for joining me for this episode of Shop Talk. We want to welcome some of the content creators in. Thank you all for joining me. Rebounding with Cheryl, I want to thank you for being the first one to chime in as a member of the Content Creator Collective. I was over on Cheryl's channel yesterday and today. And look at there, she is right back here. And I believe it was Cheryl who said that she really wanted to learn how to add these live streams. Never fear, Cheryl, we're going to go through it step by step. I saw Cheryl on her rebounder. And do you know that I've been watching so many YouTubers with their rebounders? So, y'all, I just had a good tickle when I saw Cheryl. She was working it out on her rebounder, and she had a new piece of fitness equipment I had not seen, and it was a small weighted ball. And so I'm going to be on the lookout for that. Thank you, Cheryl. We welcome in our moderator, Gemini Diva, a member of Candy K's crew. Here's another member of Candy K's crew, Mrs. G, your favorite auntie. And we have Moonjournal Pam. Hi, Pam. Pam's with us again. Thank you for joining us. And it's our good friend, Mrs. Paula, does retirement and member of Candy K's crew. Thank you all for being here. Hey there, Key. I was over there checking out Key's content. Y'all, can I tell you all? Key is a new content creator in these YouTube streets, but she's not new to YouTube. In fact, she shares with us, if you watch her content, and I've been binge watching Key's content, she shares with us that she has been chatting and watching as a viewer of YouTube for years. And she only recently started to work on and wanting to become a YouTuber. And y'all, she has an infectious smile and laugh. Folks who know how to laugh as adults, you will have a lifetime of joy. And that's one thing about Key. That's one thing you're going to get with Key. And it's spelled K-I-E, short for Keisha, but it's pronounced key, like a key in a door. So y'all welcome in Key. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, all these members of the Content Creator Collective. And it's my good friend, my real friend, it's D-Bossway. Welcome in, Harsharina Net. And I love that profile image. Knowing Harsharina Net, she is a pro with AI technologies. I know she probably created that herself. And look at that queen wearing her crown. Love that, Harsharina Net. I absolutely love it. It is absolutely cutie patootie. What you are answering, Harsharina Net is telling us what she did. Didn't do anything to bring in the new year. You know what? Can I tell you this? A lot of people can resonate with that. So again, I challenge you to turn that into some content, right? Do a short, do a community post on your channel. Maybe turn it into a poll. Ask people, what did they do to bring in the new year? Y'all, we're only on January 2nd, so it's still very relevant. Yes. Mrs. Paula says, I cooked a traditional turkey and dressing. Yes. For a couple, I bet you it was a couple that is a member of their church or closely in their community. They're like their kids. Yeah. Mrs. Paula and her hubby they're just great folks in their community and also great folks in these YouTube streets. I loved seeing that train set go around that track. Wow, what a huge, beautiful train set with all the trimmings, all the buildings, all the lights, the bells, the whistles, and a water tower. Yes, loved it, Mrs. Paula. Thank you for those Christmas memories. It's our good buddy Joshua. Welcome in, Joshua. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a member of Candy K's crew and one of our top commenters. 360. I hope I know how to say your name. Mary Ellis. I hope I have that right. Mary Ellis, forgive me. I'm trying to read quickly. Yes. So friends, that's what we're going to work on is adding end screens to our content. And friends, the reason why I wanted to do this special edition of Shop Talk as we continue to talk about the all important watch hours on our channel, it is adding end screens that really was a game changer for me. Otherwise, I was just kind of floating around here, wondering, hoping a piece of my content was going to go viral. And friends, yeah, I've got some content that's got a couple thousand views on it. Just a few. Everybody say just a few. That's what the young people taught me. Just a few things that have a couple thousand views on them. But otherwise, yeah, I'm lucky to get 100 views. And I'm so grateful for all the 100 people who did tap in because they liked my thumbnail and the title of my videos and my live streams and even some of my shorts. But it wasn't until I started adding end screens, friends, that I was really able to see some movement in my watch hours. That means that viewers were sticking on my content and staying on my content. And the YouTube algorithm was rewarding me handsomely for that. The longer that the supercomputers that we call YouTube or the YouTube algorithm, the longer that they recognize viewers are continuing to watch new content of yours on your channel, that means that they are taking those as positive signs and they're going to put out more impressions. More of your thumbnails will appear on viewers' devices, giving them the opportunity to click in and view your content. So again, it's all driven by computers, not by osmosis, not by hocus pocus. It's all computers, it's all algorithms, it's all computer programming at its best, and we call it the YouTube algorithm. Thank you all for being here. Look at everyone. I see so many friends connecting. It's our good friend and member of Candy K's crew, JC Calamity Jane. JC is a member of she's now a homesteader. She's always been a homesteader, her and her husband and her mom. And y'all, they've got chickens, and they are some of the most beautiful chickens that I've ever seen. And I'm learning more and more about chicken life, and Kitty K loves the chicken life. Who knew? I didn't know until I started watching YouTube that I love chicken life. And JC Calamity Jane is one of my favorites. JC, I see a new picture there for you too. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Friends, I'm going to keep moving along so that we can learn more about our end screens. Most importantly, how you can add your own end screens to your videos and your live streams. Let's go. So the reason why we want to do end screens and add those to our content is because we want to increase our watch hours. And friends, lean into this. If you want to increase your watch hours on your channel, just simply add end screens. Create the best content that you can, and then you want to link that content to your next piece of YouTube content, right? To your long format videos and your live streams. Friends, because the more that you link your content and the more viewers continue to watch your content, new additions to your YouTube content library, the more the algorithm is going to respond in your favor. They're going to push you out to more devices, and you'll have more opportunities for newer groups of folks, viewers, to watch your content. And then it's up to you to turn those viewers into subscribers and possibly those subscribers into members. Y'all, this really is a game changer. I'm super excited and I'm glad that you're here with me and that we can learn and grow and collaborate, connect our channels together. Y'all don't forget to drop your channel links and I'll go ahead and I will drop my co-host link in case anyone wants to join me on the panel so that we can talk more about these end screens. We can talk about your channel and you'll have an opportunity to cross pollinate because, hey, these are the Shop Talk. This is the Content Creator Collective. And we want to get to a feel for who you are as a content creator. And you get to introduce yourself. I'll give you all the time that you need. And then you can shoot your shot, if you will. And if they like what they see, then you'll be able to drop your content link and they will be able to check out your content. And that's as far as we go, friends. You've got to take it from there. But we certainly create the opportunity, and this is a safe space for content creators to connect, to collaborate, to learn a lot, like how to add end screens to their content and to grow to and through full monetization. We call that monetization and beyond. Welcome in, Simply Sunshine Moments. Welcome in, friend. And Joshua says that he is the #1 crown. Joshua, that is exactly why you have received that top commenter badge in my parade of channels, because you are a super commenter on my channel and on my content. And we appreciate you being a super supporter of every episode of Shop Talk. Thank you, Joshua. The more session time that viewers have on your content, meaning continue to watch more and more of your content for longer periods of time, the more watch hours you're going to accumulate. And looks like we've got some friends trying to join us. Now, make sure if this is your first time joining us for Shop Talk, then go ahead and chat it up down in the chat today. And I'll see you on the next episode of Shop Talk, episode 62. It loads tomorrow. So if you chat it up and if your comments are right on topic and you help us to create a healthy, safe space, I will bring you up and you can co-host tomorrow's stream with us. Otherwise, if you've been down in my chat before, go ahead, click that link that says StreamYard and join us. Thank you all for being here. So here are the directions. Friends, let me just pop back for 1 second and make sure I have everything set up. Yes, here we go. Friends, so if you are using your smartphone, go ahead. This is a good screen to capture all of the instructions step by step for how to add end screens to your content, to your long format videos and your live stream. I'm going to pause right there to give everybody ample opportunity to take a photo using their smartphone of the step-by-step directions, and then we're going to walk through that thing step by step. And I'll give you just a few more seconds. Mary Ellis, thank you for dropping in. Mary Ellis says I did say her name correct. That's a beautiful name. Mary Ellis 360. Love that. Now, friends, I want to give you a good example of what end screens are so that you see them in action. Okay, friends, it looks like that I am sharing my screen with you, and this is that same video from the fruit and veggie wash video. And there we go. I got things maximized here. And I'm going to play just the end of that video where I'm talking, and then you're going to see the end screen pop in. Just want to make sure that everyone has a clear picture of what an end screen is. So this is one of my long format videos, and it's evergreen content because it never goes out of style. Just let them dry. I'll cut a couple of these up. I just meal prepped a whole bunch of apples, diced them up for oatmeal. So I think these whole bag of apples, which was what looks like about 8 apples, is just for snacking. And this will probably last me this week and next week, considering I also have strawberries and grapes. Oh, we've got ads rolling. We've got ads rolling, friends, because Candy K is a fully monetized channel.
All day. I'm a new YouTube content creator in these YouTube streets, and I would appreciate you liking this video and consider subscribing to your girl.
This is the end.
This is what I do. I'm just living my life in the Pacific Northwest and trying to live a healthier lifestyle. I do lots of meal preps, grocery shopping, reviews of all these products that we buy. Y'all, subscribe to your girl. Thank you.
So ending to the end of the video, I'm going to bump it ahead just a little bit. And so what I have here, y'all, is just B-roll. Just B-roll footage that I used and narrated during the meat of the video. But now as I approach the end of the video, it's just what we would call B-roll footage. And you're going to learn to use B-roll footage as you begin to add more and more end screens to your footage. So we're just going to let this roll on. And y'all, this was very early. This was way back in the early spring of the year of 2024. And as I was just learning more about end screens, but end screens were a game changer for me. So I have a lot of dead air here, right? And the dead air is not good for content creators. Those are opportunities when viewers will click away because they'll be wondering what's going on. But if you watch carefully, things are in fact moving here, but I should be talking here or perhaps playing music, and I had none of that. Y'all, I'm just being honest, but I'm now a fully monetized channel because I've now put many of these strategies into place, and they were game changers for my channel. So let's let it play. And let me back it up just a second here so that you can see where that end screen pops in. But it's important when you do end screens that you make sure you have some still photos showing or some footage, maybe some soft music playing so that there is content there for those end screens to pop up onto the end of your content. And there's the end screen. Just wanted to make sure everyone saw that. So if you've seen that on other content, then that is what we're talking about when we talk about this thing called end screens. So with that being said, let's go ahead and check out step by step how to add these end screens. Give me just a second. Again, I've got ads rolling, and I make no apology for that. I am so grateful to now be a fully monetized content creator, getting a YouTube check each and every month. And friends, you can too. That's why I'm sharing this with you. Do these strategies. You can keep fumbling and bumbling along if you want. And if you call that fun, then so be it. But man, I tell you, it's really, really for real fun when you get to see your revenue stack up day by night, night by night, week by week. And y'all, it's just all stacking up in my bank. And I'm so excited, so appreciative because now I've been putting in a lot of hard work, some long hours. I'm learning lots in the process, and now I'm getting some ad revenue from it. And brand deals, friends, it's just good stuff. It's just good stuff. And so I'm happy to share all of this with you. And thank you. If you're interested in becoming a member of Candy K's crew with a K, go ahead and hit that join button. But back to these watch hours and how we can grow our watch hours using end screens. Friends, let's look at it again, step by step. So you're going to be in YouTube Studio, and I'm talking, of course, about the desktop edition of YouTube Studio. And that is where you open a browser. So most of us will do that with our laptop or possibly with our tablets, but you need to open a browser using Safari, Internet Explorer, Chrome. It doesn't matter, friends, but open a browser. You got to get out of that YouTube Studio app and use the full desktop edition so that you can get full access to the YouTube back office for content creators. And once you do, you want to go underneath your channel profile picture on the left-hand side in that first column, and you want to click on content so that you can view all of your content. And then I clicked on my live streams because I wanted to add an end screen to this particular live stream that I did yesterday. that mega marathon live stream that I did on the first day of January 2026. And then you want to look for those little icons that will come up when you hold your mouse or you hover your mouse over the thumbnail. You'll see those icons come up, and you want to click on the pencil, which is the editing feature. We want to edit our existing live stream after it has ended, and we want to add the end screens and other elements to it. That seems pretty straightforward. And here is the next part. Then you'll get a whole new menu that opens up for you. You want to click on that plus sign at the top, and it's going to open up a window, and the name of the window is called End Screens. And you want to click on that element and add the element that you want to add. You can add a video to the end of your end screen, to the end of your video or your live stream. You can add a playlist. You may add a subscribe button, or you can lead folks over to your channel as part of your end screen elements. And you are able to add up to 4 elements, I believe. But I think a good rule of thumb is just to add 3. And beyond that, it gets to be too crowded. And what might happen is viewers may click on something that they weren't intending to click on. That might frustrate them, and they might be compelled to click away. And we don't want them to click away. In fact, what we want is for them to click and stay. So when you click on the end screen element to add that element, it will open up this window. It will look something like this, but it won't be my content. It will be your content over in the upper right-hand side so that you can preview it. And that is where you're going to add the element. So presume I am adding, in this case, a playlist. And I know it's a playlist because it says I have 119 videos in that playlist. And if I'm not mistaken, that is one of my largest playlists. It's my easy, budget-friendly recipes. It is my easy, budget-friendly recipes, and I have 119 videos, all evergreen content, and all getting ad revenue each and every month. So friends, I wanted to add that playlist because if folks are watching my live stream, then they'll probably want to be interested in what other content I have, including my recipes. And so I'm pointing them to this particular playlist. So the element that I would add is a playlist. And then I was also able to add a second element, and that is my profile picture, and that is the subscribe element. So if you want people to have the opportunity to subscribe at the end of your long format videos or your live streams, they can click on the subscribe feature, and you can click on subscribe and add that element as well. And friends, you can move those elements wherever you want. This was a vertical live stream that I did yesterday in that marathon live stream. And so if I wanted to put my face at the top and put the playlist element beneath that on top of my greens, those are my collard greens that I fixed, I could do that as well. Friends, you can drag the elements wherever you want as long as they stay in the grid. And it will let you know, it won't let you go any further if you have resized things too large or too small. It will let you know, and it won't let you continue forward. Friends, you get 20 seconds for viewers to look at your in-screened elements and make a choice. And they have a choice to tap in or click in to your content and continue watching your content. And that's the name of the game. We want them to continue watching your content in a loop, creating a longer watch session. And finally, friends, at the upper right-hand corner, before we move away from this slide, and I check the chat for questions and we can give answers from the Content Creator Collective. Don't forget, in the upper right-hand corner, do you see it up there? I put a blue box around it. Don't forget to hit that save button, because if you do forget to hit save, then you'll get extra practice in and you'll get to try it all over again. Thank you all for joining me. What a great way to end Friday. Wait a minute, is it Friday? Yeah, today's Friday, right? I think it's Friday. Y'all, I'm lost. We've been on holiday for so long, right? You go to work for a day and then you're off. But I'm super excited, and Happy New Year to you as a content creator. if you're here, then you're doing the right thing. I can tell that you want to be intentional in 2026 to grow your channel, possibly even to and through full monetization. If you are seeking monetization, drop that in the chat right now. Just go ahead and write monetization and beyond. That is a term that we use here frequently. And I just love that term because it indicates that friends have a growth mindset as a YouTube content creator. And if you can be here, many of us are off work or we're not working at this moment. And for us to be here, focus on trying to collaborate, connect, to learn a few strategies to grow our channel to and through monetization, you certainly have a growth mindset. Thank you all for being here. And let's check that chat and see if anyone has any questions for us. Give me just a moment. I think I got Scott a little caught up in the sauce, friends. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Shop Talk. This is episode 61. We're talking everything we need to know about end screens so that we can increase the watch hours on our channel. Oh, JC Calamity Jane, thank you for such a sweet comment. I appreciate that, friend. But I've learned so much from you. You have taught me so much, y'all. JC Calamity Jane, check out her channel. I just want to tease this, y'all. She literally took us to Italy because the woman did a cooking live stream and she made homemade pasta. Dough made pasta live during a live stream. And then the next time I saw her cooking, she was doing Italian wedding soup. Yeah, with homemade meatballs. That's how she rolls, friends. That is how our good friend in the YouTube streets, JC Calamity Jane, rolls. Oh, we've got a question here from Rebounding with Cheryl. Is it okay to go back and add them even after you upload over a year? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because guess what we're going to do next? I'm going to take you with me and we're going to go into some of my older content that I realized I did not add an end screen to. And actually, it was just the content from yesterday, but I did not put an end screen on it yet. So I want to show you how to do it step by step, but you absolutely can. And that's the beauty of Shop Talk. That is one of the second reason why I wanted to do Shop Talk, because I was learning the strategies. Y'all, I am just a part-time content creator. If you're a part-time content creator, drop that in the chat as well, because it's good information to know. Friends, I work full-time. So I have a limited amount of time that I can do YouTube, and I have to maximize my time when I am off from my full-time job and I'm on vacay, like many folks are this week and last week for the Christmas week. And so I have really been in these YouTube streets. I will tell you, yes, I have, because I'm trying to learn as much as I can. And I'm trying to really increase my watch hours, because the more watch hours I get, the more ad revenue that I generate. Friends, you can keep flipping and flapping around here, twisting, having fun, but I'm telling you, the fun begins when you start getting ad revenue. Promise you, I promise you. So yes, the answer is yes, Cheryl, and thank you for typing that question, because I'm sure others were asking that as well. We don't ever delete any of our content. That's a pro tip from Candy K. And you can always go back, no matter how old the content is, and connect it using end screens to other, newer, fresher content. And friends, think about playlists. I told you I do a lot of cooking on my channel, and I also do a lot of grocery hauls. And so I want to make sure that viewers who might catch one of my cooking live streams, I want to let them know. But if you want to cook peach cobbler yourself later and you need a recipe, here is a 20-minute video, and you can click in the description box and get the recipe for Candy K's peach cobbler. Or here are Candy K's grocery hauls. And then I have a separate playlist listing all my Costco hauls. And I have a separate playlist listing all of my Sam's Club hauls. Friends, there is no limit on how many playlists you can create on your channel. The more playlists you create, the more playlists you can add to your end screens, so that viewers can have longer watch sessions, I need some water, y'all, and I'm talking too fast. The longer Viewers will watch your content. The longer their watch sessions, the more watch hours you're going to create on your channel. Thank you, Cheryl, for that question. Let me just check and make sure that we are not looking towards any other questions here. And y'all continue to drop those in the chat. And in case you weren't able to snag that photo, here are all the steps to add an end screen to your content right there. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I caught a great short from Simply Sunshine Moments, and she had done a short, and I sent her a blessing box. She won that blessing box. It was one of my subscriber appreciation gifts back in November. She received it, and she did a great little short talking about the little note that I wrote and attached with her blessing box. Thank you, Simply Sunshine Moments. That was so sweet of you from start to finish. Oh, Mrs. G says, yes, Kitty K, I need that step-by-step tutorial, and you shall have it, friends. I'm leaving that up there on the screen in case anyone needs to take a photo so they can get all of the steps. And don't forget, you can go back and get this on the replay. YouTube calls that video on demand. After the live streams go back in replay mode. Once you become fully monetized, they go back in replay mode automatically. But until you're monetized, then you will have to publish them or make them public after your live stream. So that goes away once you become a fully monetized creator. I'm happy to share that little tip with you. Mrs. G, your favorite auntie, says learning new things about YouTube is a must. Absolutely, friends. Even as a fully monetized channel, I learn something new every day. And I'll tell you what, I learned so many of those things right here on ShopTalk, right here from the Content Creator Collective. Yo, this is a safe space for content creators, no matter their age, no matter their ability, no matter how long they've been in these YouTube streets, no matter their number of subscribers. We can all work together to grow our channels to and through full monetization. That is my goal for you. And if that's your goal, then you're in the right place at the right time. I'm still checking to make sure that we've got everyone up to speed, and it looks like we do. Gemini Diva, thank you, friend. Thank you for that super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you. I think that's my first super for the day. Thank you, Gemini Diva. And thank you for moderating this stream. I appreciate you, friend. We want to welcome in Monique Poe. I believe I saw Monique Poe, another one of our moderators and members of Kendi K's crew. Thank you for acknowledging that, Pam. See, this is why I love the Content Creator Collective. Pam says it feels like Saturday. Y'all, I don't even know what day it is. I didn't know if it was Friday, Saturday. Y'all, friends, but join me tomorrow for episode 62 in this Watch Hour series. We are learning all things playlists, how to create playlists strategically to increase our watch hours. Can I tell you, if you put these strategies into place, you are going to immediately see the number of watch hours grow. So do this for me. When you add end screens to your content, please capture the number of views you had before the end screen versus the number of views and watch hours that you get after you added the end screen. Begin to track those analytics on your own. And of course, YouTube Studio is also going to be tracking them day by day for you. Friends, you're going to see it. You're going to see it, and they're going to grow exponentially just by you employing these strategic methods to grow your channel, especially your watch hours, towards monetization. It's monetization and beyond 2026. Those are our goals. I'm on the beyond, and if you're still seeking monetization, we're on the same path together, and let's work together. Let's grow together, friends. Let's grow. Thank you, Pam, for chiming in. Hey, it's our friend Grant Campbell. How are you there? Grant is wishing Happy New Year to everybody and saying hellos as well. Friends, let's share this visual with you. So to maximize the impact of your end screens, you want to make sure that as you end a video, so Pam, I believe it was Pam who asked the question, can you do it on content that was recorded, old content, if you will, old long format videos and or live streams? Perhaps you've never gone live, so all you have is long format videos. You can add end screens to all of those. But if you're doing a live stream, or as you begin to move forward strategically as a content creator, now that you're learning how to use live streams and use adding end screens to your content, make sure that at the end of a video that you're recording or at the end of a live stream, make sure that you remind folks that they're going to get an end screen and you need them to tap in or click in to your content. Have you noticed that many times it will automatically take the viewer to content that you wanted to see, content from that same channel creator that you had just finished watching some of their content? Many times it will stay with that same content creator, but friends, just as many times it won't. YouTube is responding to the viewers. Let me say that again. YouTube is always responding to its viewers first and foremost. So if that viewer has been watching or binge watching your content already, it will likely take that as a cue that that viewer wants to continue to watch your content. But if that viewer is new to your content, they're going to need to tap in using your end screen elements, or they're going to need to click on one of your end screen elements or point their TV remote in order for them to signal to the YouTube supercomputers that they want more of your great content. I love that, Mrs. Paula. Gemini Diva says, let's grow in 2026. Friends, another pro tip to maximize the impact of your end screens as you begin to add these elements to your long format videos and to your live streams, both those that you've done already in the past and those that you're now going to begin to create with intentionality to now incorporate and make space for your end screens on your content. So in addition to speaking about the idea that what's coming next, you should also keep those last 15 seconds of your video. You want to keep those clean and clear and crisp, free of talking about the content that you're talking about in that video. You want to do some soft music. You want to have some still photos or B-roll, because you're speaking of about 15 to 20 seconds that YouTube is going to need when you add that end screen. Let me say that again and allow you to read it as I explain it one more time, and then I'm going to show you step by step what I'm talking about. You want to keep those last 15 seconds of your next long format video. Be intentional to allow 15 to 20 seconds that are clean and calm. You might have extra footage of your chickens if you do chicken life. Mrs. Paula is often washing dishes in her dishwashing diaries segments. We saw Cheryl, rebounding Cheryl. She was working out on her rebounder. We can just have Cheryl working out on the rebounder. Just give us another 15, 20-second clip, this time without any of your talking or directions or banter. And that will leave space for the end screen elements to pop up and give the viewer time to acknowledge them, read them, and make a decision and click on one of your elements. Soft music also does a nice trick as well. But friends, if you're still talking, if you're still chatting them up, if you're still telling them jokes, whatever you do on your channel, then it's hard for them to see that, to make a decision. use their remote, tap on their phone screen, all of those things. So keep those things in mind. That's how you execute end screens with intention. So I will tell you, because of how I structured some videos early on, I did not allow enough space for those. And if you have end screens and they're very short, that there is such thing as having end screens that are just 5 seconds long, but just know that that really doesn't allow the viewer much time to read your content, read the title, take a quick look at the thumbnail, and make a decision. What's going to happen is that the YouTube algorithm is just going to push out new content that may or may not be your content. Friends, what we're going to do at this moment is I'm going to bring this down and I'm going to go back over and let's take a look at end screens, and let's work with end screens dynamically so that you can share any questions you have and I can answer them in that moment. How about that? Give me just a moment here and let's get these visuals up for you. And this time we're going back into YouTube Studio, the desktop edition of YouTube Studio. Okay, and there we have it, friends. So here is that end screen element screen that I told you. Once you choose the content down in the desktop edition of YouTube Studio, once you choose it by clicking on the pencil for next to the content that you want to add the end screen element to, this is what it's going to look like, something like this. And this is a vertical live stream. And so when you do a vertical, add an end screen to a vertical video or a vertical live stream, you can only add two elements. And in this case, I am attempting to add a playlist, and that is that playlist. And I can manipulate that a little bit. So let me share that with you. So the element I chose, notice that it's blue. So that means everything is good to go. Now, if I had that stacked on top of my face, my profile picture, which is the subscribe element, notice that it goes to red. It won't allow me to save this end screen because it's not going to work. Okay, so it's keeping me from making any mistakes. But blue means we're good to go. If I don't want to add that to the end of my live stream that I did yesterday, I can just delete it because it's highlighted. And now I'm free to add another element. Perhaps the only element I want is to add a subscribe button. I can move that in the middle, right in the middle of the greens, or maybe I want everybody to be able to see the greens, so I'll add it up there, up by the pop. It's up to you. You get to make all those decisions. So if you've ever been wondering, oh, how do I do those cool things? Y'all, the default is going to be about 20 seconds, so you don't have to worry about that. But sometimes you do have a limited amount of time, but you want to try to give viewers as much time as possible. And suppose I changed my mind and I said, I want to add a video instead. I don't, maybe you're a new content creator, so you don't really have a lot of playlists. The only playlist I would not point people to is my playlist on shorts. I would not point folks to your playlist on shorts because, friends, you don't get any watch hours on shorts. Well, I take that back. You do earn watch hours on shorts, except none of those watch hours count towards your monetization journey. Remember, if you're seeking initial monetization with 3,000 watch hours and at least 500 subscribers, those watch hours must come from your long format videos and your live streams in the last 365 days. The same is true if you're reaching towards full monetization. You have to have at minimum 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last 365 days from your long format videos and your live streams. So here I'm adding my most recent video. Long format video. So remember this, I open up this end screen element on my last live stream from yesterday. And now I'm going to add a video on it, possibly a video about Candy K's peach cobbler or something else. So I drop that element in And then it's saying, what video do you want to add? So here is one from my most recent upload. A good one to also use is one that's best for the viewer, which means that the YouTube supercomputers are going to, if you choose that option for video, the YouTube supercomputers are going to choose based on what the viewer has recently been watching, not of your content, but just in general. And it's going to suggest and it's going to give that viewer something to watch. They've already been watching your content and they've reached the end of your current content. It's going to give them something else that is closely related to that they'll likely to enjoy watching as well. I often choose that for video. Give the viewer what they want. That's what you should do to make sure that folks have longer watch sessions on your channel, meaning longer watch hours. And your watch hours on your channel should increase. But in this case, if they've been watching my channel, I can click on, let me close that up, friends, so that I can show you what I did there. That one's the one for best for viewer, but then you can also choose specific for the video. And in this case, I know that I cooked peach cobbler, but if I want folks to be able to see the recipe for how to make the peach cobbler, I just start typing peach cobbler and look at Candy Case. Here it is, perfect peach cobbler in 30 minutes. I want to point people to that, don't I? And there is my 34-minute and 57-second video on how to make the perfect peach cobbler. And what I know they'll find in the description box is the directions for Candy K's peach cobbler. And whenever you're done, friends, you can click on save. Friends, now I'm going to come back and make sure that we don't have any questions related to that. If you do, go ahead and drop them in the chat now. Question. Ooh, thank you for that good question, Pam. See, that's what we do as the Content Creator Collective. Y'all, we go step by step. And Pam says, Mujaro Journey with Pam. I'm being intentional to say your channel name so that we put you in the algorithm. We want the YouTube algorithm, the supercomputers, to know exactly who you are. Mujaro Journey with Pam. She is a member of the GLP-1 community. And friends, I'm just loving learning how you are growing and how I'm seeing less of you, Pam. I'm seeing less of you in 2026. Pam asks, Kitty K, what does B-roll mean? B-roll is just content that's just there for the aesthetic value, right? It's not a diagram. It's just like a pretty sunrise, right? Sometimes, like when I am doing a shopping haul at Costco or Sam's Club, I will have me driving up in the car, looking through the windshield, pointing to that sign towards Sam's Club or pointing towards that sign at Costco. Or maybe I pass by at this time of year, I might pass by the pansies in a flower bed and just taking a moment to capture a still photo of that, or even 5 or 10 seconds of video just of the birds chirping or purple pansies, etc. That is enough for you to add to the end of your next long format video. Add about 20 extra seconds with intentionality so that you can allow for yourself to be able to go back and add end screens so that we can loop that content and folks can continue to stay on your content. Y'all, it is a myth that YouTube will automatically send a viewer to your next piece of content. It will not. Not unless that viewer has already been binge watching your content. If they've already been binge watching your content, it is likely, but not guaranteed. That is why you have to add end screens so that the viewer can tap in or click in or use their remote and opt in to your next content to increase that watch session. Thank you, Pam. Thank you for asking. JC Calamity Jane says, I'm back in the chat. And we see folks asking Gemini Diva about what kind of content she puts out. I love that. Joshua is sharing about himself. And in case you want to tap in with Joshua, he's also dropped his channel link. And that's what we do over here on Shop Talk. Hey there, Stash Cash. Thank you for joining us and Happy New Year, friend. Stash Cash is a initially monetized channel, Stash Cash. I am now a member of Stash Cash's crew. And I was gifted a membership over there. And so I am loving all of the members only content that I'm getting from Stash Cash. Y'all, he's got some great content coming your way. And y'all, he has mastered the live stream. When I tell you that I learn something every day, even as a fully monetized channel, and one thing I'm learning from Stash Cash is go live. Go live. And he also does some great cinematic videos, long format videos as well. Yes. Let me see what other questions we might have. Pam says, great questions coming from Pam. So we're gonna stick and stay right here and make sure that we're answering everyone's questions. So y'all go ahead and drop those questions in there, and any answers you have for Pam or for Joshua or anyone else who's had a question in the chat today. I'm gonna make sure that I go through and we haven't missed any questions. If I have missed your question, would you do me a favor and would you drop it down in the comment area again? And Pam says, what are you all using to edit and upload your long format videos? I'll tell you what I use, because Candy K fully monetized her entire channel using my iPhone 15 Pro Max. And so I edit all my videos, 100% of them using iMovie. And I will tell you this, Pam and other content creators in the Content Creator Collective, something that I did do, that is the only purchase I've made so far with my monthly YouTube AdSense checks, is I did purchase a iPad. And I use it now because it's easier on my eyes. It's bigger for me to be able to see. Here it is right here. I purchased an iPad with a whole lot of memory. I purchased it at Sam's Club on sale. I purchased the one with the biggest amount of memory available on it, because storage is always a problem, because we don't delete anything as content creators, as YouTube content creators, because you know what? That could be some of that B-roll. Yes, that could be some of that B-roll that you could use for something else, and you can slice it and dice it. YouTube allows you to do that and repurpose your content and slice it up, dice it up, and create longer swatches of content. So if you have a whole bunch of 3 and 4 minute videos, y'all put them together, voila, you've got an 8-minute video over 12-minute video. Do that. So think about how to bring some of your videos together to create longer content. The more 8-minute content you have, 8 minutes and longer, the better position you will be. Y'all, friends, when you can make $30 and $40 off of every one of your long format videos once you become fully monetized, and y'all, Candy K has about 400 long format videos. I told you, it's pretty fun to get a YouTube check each and every month. YouTube is already fun. It's a lot of hard work to become a monetized channel, but YouTube, it just hits real different in the best way once you become fully monetized. So that's what I use. And I want to thank 60 Plus and Sophie, Q, if you know Q in the YouTube streets, 60 Plus and Sophie. Sophie is her beautiful dog, by the way. She challenged me to go ahead and try to use CapCut, and I did because I wanted to add some captions in, and she said, Candy K, it's not as hard as it seems. And I had tried early on. Remember, I started my YouTube channel in January 2024, and friends, after 1 year on YouTube, I still didn't even have 100 subscribers. Yes, I was doing YouTube the wrong way. But friends, I will tell you, I just learned a lot between April and about June, and I fully monetized that channel truthfully in just a few months, right? I was able to get all the way to 1,000 subscribers from just about 200 subscribers, all the way to over 1,000, and became initially monetized and then fully monetized within 30 days of being initially monetized. It can happen just like that once you use the strategies. Just trying to save you some trouble. Y'all, you can take it low and slow if you want. No problem with that. I'll see you in a couple years when you're ready for monetization. But don't forget, you've got that 365-day watch hour time limit looming, and you'll lose those watch hours day by day in the same order that you gain them every 365 days. We have some other friends. Let me drop some of these great comments. Great tips and gems. I appreciate that feedback. Thank you. Y'all, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure because so many people have supported me. You can do YouTube by yourself, but y'all, it's so much sweeter and it's so easy to do YouTube. Stash Cash, he was over here and he came up on the panel as a co-host. He co-hosted that stream, and so did JC Calamity Jane on that same day. And friends, Stash Cash put out an appeal. He was honest with us. He said, hey, y'all, I'm in the last mile towards initial monetization. I need your help. If y'all, he showed us his personality. He was just being himself. And if you know Stash Cash, he's got that New York City vibe, and he's a real chill brother in any respect anyway. And y'all, he was giving us tips. He was sharing his perspective, why he goes live, how he got his watch hours. And he told us that he had a need to get a few more watch hours under his belt. And friends, folks like this personality. They checked them out. And friends, folks said subscribe, and they watched his content. They attended some of his live streams. He had a live stream right after he did a Friday Shop Talk with me as my co-host. Yes, it did. And so did JC Calamity Jane. JC, I checked in with JC Calamity Jane about 7 or 8 days ago. She said she had gained about 50 some odd subscribers in 1 week. Amazed balls, but I'm not super amazed because she's got a great personality too. She's got chickens. Yes, she can cook. She can create pasta by hand from scratch, from flour, all of those things. Yeah, so let me continue to share some of these. Thank you all. This has been a great episode. I don't know if they're talking about Gemini or Gemini Diva. Friends, I will tell you, this is my persona during Shop Talk. But friends, when I'm on your channels, I love to cut up with you. I love to laugh. Laughter is good for the soul and for real. And so I just love to lean into whatever. If I come over to your house, your channel, friends, I want to talk about whatever you're talking about. That's what I'm going to talk about. We don't have to talk about Shop Talk at all because I stream 3 live stream episodes of Shop Talk a week. So friends, when I'm coming over to your house, when I'm visiting your channel, when I'm watching your long format content, friends, I'm always doing it because I like your content. Y'all, I only hit the subscribe button when I like your content. I'm real serious about that now. I only click subscribe when I like your content and when I'm committed to your content. And if I'm committed to your content, I'm committed to you, friends, you got my full support. And that's what we do as part of the Content Creator Collective. This is Shop Talk, and we are just here talking shop. We've got friends who are using Chat GPT. Did you know Chat GPT version 5 just dropped at the beginning of August? Y'all check out my series. I got a 3-part series on Chat GPT, and especially how to use it absolutely free and get everything that you need absolutely free. We've got some more answers to what are we using to edit the long format videos. JC says, I use my phone to record and then I go to Canva or Clipchamp. Ooh, that's a new one for me. Clipchamp. Y'all check it out. JC is recommending Canva or Clipchamp. And friends, I am using, and I was able to do what I needed to do using the free version of Canva. Is our friend Elevate Me to You and member of Kendi K's crew. Elevate Me to You has also been one of our co-hosts. And thank you, co-host. And thank you for being a member of Kendi K's crew. I appreciate all the questions coming through and I appreciate all the responses. Yes, JC says, Kendi K, I love to cut up in those live streams and other people's live streams too. And when we say cut up, we mean have fun, friends. I think that's what we do as women of a particular age. We just like to have fun in the YouTube streets. Friends, I know that Key does. Key says, yes, she is out in those YouTube streets while her husband is working. I thought that was hilarious. But friends, it's also an opportunity to network and grow your channel. Chat folks up in that chat. Let them see who and what you are, how you show up in the world. There is something about you that a whole lot of folks, think about how many subscribers you have at this moment. There are a whole lot of folks throughout the world who like you just for being you. So continue to be you, even when you go visit other channels and other folks' live streams. And y'all be intentional. Hit their like button. Be intentional to leave a comment. Because what I know for sure is in these YouTube streets, you're going to get exactly what you put out into the YouTube streets. You're going to get that back on your channel. And that's why I've been able to grow my channel, because I just like to spread joy and sunshine. And I love just to get out because I like to see how other people do things on their channel. And that helps me to do some tweaks. And just like our creator habit for the week, try to do one thing to improve the content on your channel each week. Not 12 things, one thing. And perhaps, friends, perhaps you are thinking about what you're going to do for this week. And friends, it might just be, here's a habit for this week, friend. These are the habits that we already talked about. You can go ahead and think about how much content you're putting out. And 2 is the way to go, because 2 will keep you in the algorithm. And friends, I just need to be honest with you, though, it'll barely keep you in the algorithm. Okay. But when we talk about the big things that you need to do 2 big things a week to keep your channel growing. 2 long format videos, or 2 live streams, or 1 of each at least. And that'll keep you in the algorithm. It'll barely keep you in there, but you'll still be in the algorithm. I also would recommend you do community posts. You put out a few shorts each week, but the long format videos and the live streams are the things that, for me, take more of my bandwidth as a content creator, as a part-time content creator. And so I focus on that. And, but I'll tell you, now that I have been off work for the holidays over the past 2 weeks here and there, I've been trying to do as much content as I could, because I'm about to go back to work Monday through Friday, that Monday through Friday grind. Oh, we've got a question related to that from Cheryl. Cheryl says, how often should you upload if you want to stay in the algorithm? Because what I found, friends, is that when you take a week off, when you say to yourself, I'm tired, right? And that's normal. That's normal as a YouTube content creator. It's normal to feel that way at some point, friends. But when that happens and you take extended periods of time off and you haven't uploaded 2 things, and when I say upload 2 things a week, it will keep you in the algorithm. It will barely keep you in the algorithm, but it will keep you in the algorithm. You shouldn't upload those 2 things on the same day. I'm talking about throughout a 7-day period. Okay. This is all roughly. Okay. But when you take longer periods of time between uploads, which is what I was doing during my first year on YouTube, when it took me a whole year and I still didn't have 100 subscribers, it was because I was taking long stretches of time without uploading any long format videos, and I didn't even go live until March of 2025 for the very first time. After 1 year of being on YouTube, I did not go live for the very first time until March of 2025. I'm just being honest. Once I learned some of these key things, and these are the strategies that I share with you during each and every episode of Shop Talk. Y'all, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I can only record on Fridays and Saturdays. Same. You see me now in these YouTube streets. You're going to see, you're going to say, where is Kitty K? Where is Kitty K? I promise you, I do bring you my 3 live stream Q&As every week, but they will start to be at different times. Over the last couple of days, I've been able to maintain about a 12:30 start time, 1:30 on the East Coast, and 10:30 on the West Coast. But moving forward, friends, when I go back to work, Monday through Friday, friends. I will have to do it as I can. Sometimes I get up early in the morning and friends will catch my Shop Talk episode on the replay. Sometimes I always do a Sunday sunrise edition of Shop Talk before church on Sundays. So you can always check out that episode. But you can always check things out as a video on demand after the live stream goes into replay. We call those VODs, videos on demand. And in the YouTube streets, we just call it on replay, but videos on demand. So yeah, do 2 uploads a week on different days. That can be long format videos and or live streams. That'll barely keep you in the algorithm. So if you can do one more, then that will keep you in the algorithm with no worries. But when you upload less frequently than that, I'm talking about long format content and or live streams, then you fall out of the algorithm and you will spend the next 2 or 3 weeks playing catch up. Because, friends, we are new and small content creators. Even now, as a fully monetized creator, I'm still very new and very small. So it doesn't take much for YouTube to forget who Kendi K is, and it's not going to hold my space long. It's going to give it to another content creator, another small and new content creator, and it will not push out my content. I won't get as many impressions. It's not going to put, no matter when I do my next video, because I have had too much time pass in between my uploads. You're kind of going to spend the next 2 to 3 weeks trying to regain the momentum and the ground that you had. Yes. Yeah. So one other thing that you can do, and you can remind your subscribers to do, your viewers to do, is to hit that notification bell underneath this video stream and set that notification bell to all so that you'll be notified when I go live or when I upload new content. And then you'll automatically receive my community posts and stay connected. So and the community posts are great opportunities for you to grow your community and let your community know, hey, I'm trying something new with my watch hours and I'm trying to grow my channel. Now we're getting ready to come down from this place, but I wanted to make sure that we talk about a few things. And thank you. This has been a great episode of Shop Talk. Friends, I challenge you, if you really want to absorb the content on end screens, what I challenge you to do, your next step is to go ahead and add an end screen to any of your existing long format videos. Pick any one of them and add an end screen element. The element that you probably want to add, friends, is you probably want to choose the one that is best for viewers. Add a video from your long format videos that is best for viewers. If you do have some really great playlists that are not shorts, remember, shorts aren't going to give you any watch hours towards monetization. So if you have other playlists out there already ready to go, then you can add that as an end screen element. And you could add a video that is best for the viewer based on the recent content across that viewer has been viewing, not just your content, but it'll choose one from your library of content that is best for the viewer based on what that viewer has been viewing on YouTube. And you can also add a playlist. Those are 2 end screen elements. And you could add a third, like your subscribe button. Friends, I challenge you. If you want this information on end screens to stick in your head and you have your notes as a ready reference, you took a picture of it with your phone. And if you didn't capture that either, just go ahead and replay this on the replay. Friends, I'm going to do something intentional. I'm going to put out some B-roll at this moment. Let me see if I did it correctly. I captured it, but give me just a second because I just got some new music from Anthony Holmes 71, and I want to share it with you because I'm going to use it as B-roll so that I'll be able to add end screens to this episode of Shop Talk. So y'all listen to the graduation celebration, and this is a revised version of that because we have so many content creators who have now become fully monetized in the past 2 weeks. So let me see if I can play this, and this will be my B-roll. This is just extra music, and it can play at the end of my video or the end of this live stream so that I can add beautiful I am color. Thank you, friends. Now I can add my in-screen elements. Join me tomorrow, episode 62 of Shop Talk.
Y'all stayed on the grind. Now you're in the big time. It takes a lot of work to get monetized, but y'all kept your eyes on the prize and realized your dream. You know what I mean? We are proud of all of y'all. So let me do a roll call. Chip low south, don't just be running his mouth. He puts action behind his words to push those who on the verge of being a success or giving up. He's always on time, urging us to step it up. Corey's world, look at you, girl. You made it after all these years and all the tears. Your eyes see the prize on this day. I can proudly say, yes, Corey, I can proudly say, happy 2K and kiss from Jay. Moved away the monetization. It's putting in work with dedication and no hesitation. Keeping a positive attitude, always in a good mood. And urging everybody to get done and go for that big one. Another one that shines like gold. It's Trisha Nicole Jim any day. She'll be at 6K. Keep up the great work, Trisha. We definitely with you. Keep doing your thing. I know you know what I mean. And homebody Trish can't be missed. Whether she's doing style in the aisle, or whining and dining, or whining and designing, she's steadily grinding and climbing. And Coach Me, we been doing the thing, handing out motivation for the locked nation. Coaches in the house, dancing on 3,000. Queen's alchemy, I'm so happy for you. Always doing the do, showing others how to do and eat right. No wonder you shine so bright. Go queen, go, go queen, go. You won't stop, and that's for sure. Stash Cash is the man with the master plan. Monetization is now in your hands, bro. Don't stop, don't ever slow down. Now you see what goes around, comes back around. Sisters and brothers, there is a model among us. Let's join hands with my Lorian. She been grinding day in and day out. Now she's ready to get a payout. Faith Marie, unscripted. You were so gifted. Look at you now, look at that smile. Your motivation to a lot of ladies. You doing your stuff and keep rising up. My brother's so mad and knows what's happening. He be doing this thing from the falls of Niagara. Always got some funny words to say. Brother, congratulations to you. On this day, Tanika's world is that girl that we all know who likes to show some interesting things and have a discussion and break it down like it ain't nothing. The supreme view made it do what it do, stepping into a world that's new. He knows what's up as he goes live from the truck. Keep doing the thing, you know what I mean. Crystal's world was a hidden pearl. She came out of her shell and she's doing well. Monetized with more than 2K subs. Crystal knows what's up. Shout out to a great lady of a particular age. Please take the stage. Candy K all day. Congratulations and salutations on your graduation. You're one of the few that did the do and made a realization of monetization. Shout out to JoJo, the cooking beauty that has been doing the duty. Cooking good and looking good night and day. Just the other day she hit 11K. Savannah Mills got the skills to get the brand deals. Before we go,